Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope each and every one of y'all had a very Merry Christmas. Here we are on our next video, which is Hickory Log Creek Reservoir. Honestly, with the fish catches that we had, I could sit here and probably bore you with 100 different fish catches of 1 pound bass over and over and over and over again. But I'll show you a couple of clips of the fish that we caught. Didn't have a phenomenal event. We did finish about middle of the ways of the tournament. It's always a fun event fishing Hickory Log. You catch lots and lots and lots of fish. This was post-spawn. They pretty much already wrapped up all of their spawning. We had a warm spring. They came in, got done spawning. Didn't even see any stragglers. Usually, later in the year, May, June, sometimes you find some straggling fish that are still spawning. Wasn't the case on this event. They had really finished up really early that year and was done. So we had to target post-spawn fish. And sometimes, if folks know and understand, especially that's been to Hickory Log, it can be a struggle trying to find those kicker fish. One of the things that we dialed in on right off the bat was the suspended fish above treetops, above wood. And that was some of our first bites that we got. We took and changed up, throwing quite a few different baits, tried fishing on the bank, tried fishing top water, tried fishing spinner bait, tried fishing different things, could not get them to react.
Can't see the surface of yours. Yours is tilted down too much.
There's my bait. See if we go to it. Yep. He ain't bit it yet.
Crappie. Even them big ones are crappie. It's big crappies what you're saying. You got him. That might be a bass, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Got the net ready? Come on.
I got you.
He feels pretty good.
We catch them right here, we'll be
You have
all
any
right.
flickets? I don't, so let's don't let them sling it. That's the last one.
What do you call it, flick it worm? Or
Look
flick
at
it
it come
hook?
right off.
Talking about flick it hook or worm?
What a worm.
I don't even know what a flick it worm is.
Let's see if I got feel. Good, watch out. Just hop up front. Hop up front, buddy.
Well, I gotta get a piece.
Oh, yeah. Take it right.
Let's get something to cast around. Thank you, Lord. If them are bass, they'll eat my...
Right, JB?
Yeah, no, dude. That's good.
Told you that's some good ones down there. Hey, drop shot will work.
Yeah, it'll work.
Drop shot will work. Then I decided to take and change up to a slower approach and throw a wacky style finesse worm. And seeing them in the brush, it was a creek channel that had a lot of brush along it. And we just dialed in on that. And caught a limit fairly quick on some vegetation and some wood. Big son of a gun. I know it is, JB. I know. Any doubt. No doubt. What do you think? You got a bait. I seen it. It hits you like a ton of bricks.
What?
Look at that fish coming up.
It's just like they're sitting there watching it fall real slow. I think they're not with it.
He got it.
They look like crappies.
No, oh no. Another good one. Don't swing it. I'm even going after a hook. I've done been one.
What's the word was that? Oh, I got some of them. I got perfect worms like that. Well, I might not. Depends on if I got them. Depends on if I left them in that bag or not. Because
That tells you they're bass.
yeah, they're bass. That's good. That's what I need to know. Now all I gotta do is put the big one.
That ain't as good as the last one.
But ain't that deep, are they?
No. It's 15 foot. Cinco ought to work. You get the right Cinco in front of them, JV. I'm telling you, that ought to work.
Yeah, I'm looking for my one. No, I got my
141. And then at that point, we decided to take and go cruising around and see if we can find some schooling fish, some cruising fish. It was actually dialed in on throwing to timber and some wood, and found them out in open water schooling.
Still back there behind us. They're doing on that point over there. See them? Yeah. They come up again.
Hey, we go get on them. That's open water.
Still up there.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, did you see that?
What, bass?
Knocked slack. About a 3-pounder just knocked slap in my line. I'm talking knocked slap in it. Slapping my line, just knocked slack in it. Nearly knocked the bait up out of the water. Where'd they go? Where'd that?
They're everywhere right here, man.
Smaller than the ones that was over here I saw. Prettier fish though. They're great. They're different color down here, ain't
I ain't really wanting the spy bait.
Golly, that's so big and underneath us. Oh, I just broke off. I just broke off.
On what? What bait?
On a fish.
What bait?
On my KAYAKS. Look at him. Look how he's acting. That's him right there. He's got my KAYAKS.
Small one?
I don't know. Well, my butt cracked. My butthole's itching there.
Uh-oh.
Thing's itching.
What does that mean?
That means I'm catching 4-pounder.
When your butt itches, you're going to catch a
I think I just reached back here and ripped out my whole buttocks.
Sorry, Joe.
There he is at it.
That's probably going to make camera.
I pulled my butt apart so far, and I ripped it.
I don't see this very often. I can only count probably on one hand how many times I've noticed it. The shad spawn was going full force. It really, really was. And we had found one bait ball that was up on a bank that was absolutely not moving. It was just stationary, right on a point that come out, and they just was not moving. They were sitting there spawning actively. And there was one bass that was sitting there. There was a couple coming in and out, but there was one bass that was specifically just sitting in that school that just kept, diving in left and right on those bass. And we kept trying to take and tackle them, tried to take and catch them, and we'd always catch the ones that come in and out left and right. But we finally wound up getting it to bite, and it was a little bit of an upgrade for us and helped us in the tournament. But
Are the cameras there?
hello. Hey. I do.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah, where you be?
Is that you on horse cover?
It is.
Look directly behind you. I'm on the bank. I'll head your way.
You talking about on that point over there?
Yeah, that's him right
Yeah, you see me waving?
Yeah, okay.
I'll head your way. Don't care.
Are you leaking?
Take it on the water. You
How?
gotta take it on lower.
What happened?
I'll head your way.
Jax, all right, look here. JV, they're schooling in bait. They're schooling in bait.
Here, go. I'll head your way. I'll talk
Here he comes, here he comes. Boom! Bait ball, he's all on it. Got your bait, got your bait, got your bait.
Hey, I'll see you soon.
See, bye. Look at him, he's all over that bait ball. Look at him underneath it, look at him underneath it. Look at him underneath it. He's pushing underneath.
No.
No.
Get a partner's the guy that can't swim. We're trying to stop his problem.
There it goes, there it goes, there it goes.
Where got it?
Big?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, okay. I saw he was with it, buddy. 2 pounders. Oh, yes, I hit. I get it. Hard, that thing. Thank you, Lord.
Another 2-pounder. Now that bait can
Stay
rest.
with that bait.
Now that bait can rest.
I want to talk about a subject that seems to always happen on this lake. It never fails. In the past, we've had issues with folks that tend to cut you off and come right up against you. And I really hate to try to just single out one group versus the other, but it always happens to the ones that are probably not as familiar. And it's typically from the kayak groups. As we was fishing this tournament, we pulled up on this point, and I'd already been out a couple of weeks before and seen that there was quite a few fish that typically pull up. There's not usually giant fish that are there. They're just usually numbers, and we caught a couple off of this point, and as we went into the point and fished the backside because it rolls off, we turned around and fished out towards open water. There's a road bed that comes out. And of course, everybody knows it that's anglers with forward-facing sonar. Sometimes you don't even lift your head up. Sometimes you keep casting to the fish that you're seeing on graph, and you don't even lift your head up. Of course, I heard the folks coming down lake and knew that they were coming. So I'd already been lifting my head up some. There was 2 kayakers that came by. They gave enough space. It was still kind of uncomfortable because they were right there at the range of where we were marking the fish, fairly close. And didn't say anything, let the first 2 group go by. And as I'm sitting here really dialing in, seeing a fish on graph that was pretty decent. I mean, it could have been 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds for all I know, but it wasn't no giant. I knew that, but it was something that could upgrade us in some fish. And we're sitting there, and the last 2 stragglers of kayakers came by, and this time they cut the corner a lot closer. I mean, it was probably about 30 feet from my boat, and there was a gentleman in front. Whether or not it was the husband, I really don't know. And there was a lady in the back of the second boat. And as they came by, I just, you ever get to a point where you can't help it. You've got to say something, not to being rude to someone, not trying to fuss them out or anything like that, but just trying to, hey, are y'all not familiar with trying to give people a little bit of space? And in a nice way. And the husband goes by, and I couldn't help but say something. Hey, if y'all don't mind next time, would y'all mind swinging a little wider? Appreciate it. Man, I don't want to hook you. A lot of people are going to watch the graph and not even pay attention to you and throw to you. Well, they spooked them. ain't bad when you make a knife feed This is the part I don't understand, and people may take and sit here and bash and get upset with this, but the part that I don't understand is the wife did all the speaking. If it was the wife, it may have been a friend, I don't know, but I would have spoke up for that lady instead of trying to let the lady, you know, I wouldn't say debate or argue, because she was very, very polite. I mean, when I asked her to swing wider next time, she don't mind. She was very polite about it, very nice. But he just kept quiet. I mean, he may not hear. Who knows? He may have a hearing impediment of an issue. I don't know. But this is the going trend year after year on this lake. It constantly happens. I just try to be respectful. And that's the reason why I'm putting this video out. It's not to sit here and, oh, the kayakers, I absolutely despise them. How dare they be on the lake? No, it's nothing like that. This is I'm doing this to try to help those that are kayakers. Maybe they're just not familiar with the folks that are fishing, because when those kayakers drove over those fish, it spooked them. I mean, they were gone. We sat there for another 5-10 minutes trying to find them, but they flat out left and never came back. So we had to move on to the next group somewhere else on down the lake. So my intentions from this video is not to bash any type of group out there. This is hopefully to show folks that when you're out there on the water, it doesn't matter what you're fishing out of, who you're fishing with, if you're not even fishing, if you're out there pleasure boating, please be respectful of others. Their time on the water is valuable as well as yours. So try to be respectful of people's space, because I'll be very honest with you, there's quite a few folks that I can think of that if the roles would have been swapped and would have been in their situation, had that had happened to them, it could have probably ended a lot worse, confrontational wise. So just make sure to be respectful. As for example, what I always try to do, and it was a almost difficult situation that happened, is we was down lake fishing and it was getting towards the end of the day and we had to get back. I mean, we was cutting it very, very close. I think we wound up pulling into the boat ramp with just a few minutes to actually spare. And if you've been on Hickory Log, you know that there's an island about a half a mile down lake. And when running the boat, it does shave off a little bit of distance if you cut through the pass of the shallow flat on the back side of the island, or on the inside of the island, whichever side you want to consider it. But as we come back up the lake and we made the turn to go into that flat, I'd actually noticed that there was a kayaker that was sitting there fishing, and I was already too committed. My speed coming into it, couldn't really turn out, go back around the island. I was already too devoted to going in there. So what I tried to do is be courteous to that individual. I kicked the motor down to where there was no wake, was just basically just cruising through there. And as I went by him, I made sure to try to stress my sympathy of saying, my apologies, you know, we're trying to get back in for the tournament. I apologize. I didn't see him there. So it's simple, I'm sorry, or, you know, something of showing to another individual that you made a mistake goes a long way. Because all we're doing out there, each and every one of us, is just trying to enjoy it. Enjoy the space that we're in, the time that we have out there, and really just not be interrupted from things. So just be respectful to people. The next video that I've got upcoming is from Hollis Q Lithium Reservoir. It is going to be a fun video to produce. We really struggled going into that tournament. We really, really did struggle. If I remember correctly, just to give you a teaser on it, we waited to the last minute to finally catch our 5th keeper of the tournament. Really, really struggled, but the most enjoyment that I had leading up to this, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to take and kick some of those fish catches off of it leading up to the tournament for pre-fishing, was the top water bite. The top water bite was phenomenal on those spotted bass. So,
Oh my God.
thank you all for subscribing to my channel. If you don't mind, hit the like button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. And again, thank you for watching and God bless.